Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, live from the First Alert digital desk, where we're always live Monday through Friday, right at 2 p.m. to keep you with your First Alert weather update. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. Just quickly got to fix a few things. We're trying to break on me before I got started here. But again, I want to thank everyone for joining me here today on this stream. We're going to be talking about the smoke that, if you've been outdoors, you've definitely been noticing here throughout the start of this afternoon. If you've been up north, or have anyone that's up north, they've definitely been noticing it here over the last really day or so. It was light to start the week, but definitely our heaviest day started today across the region. And as always, if you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There I'll try to answer any of the questions that you may have. Usually try to answer them as fast as I can, but if I miss your question, I apologize in advance. Sometimes I don't get a chance to peek over into our Facebook chat. But we're going to start off looking outside. This is our Holton Lake camera, where you are seeing some light clouds, maybe some rain trying to reach that area. That was a possibility today. Was some light rain chances from the west. We'll have a look at that here in a second. But for now, things do look to be dry out there at Holton Lake. We go a little bit farther north up towards the Mackinac Bridge, and we can see a hazy day there. Barely can see across the bridge right now, and that's really been the trend for a majority of the morning. At times it has been heavier. We really struggled to see across, but now it is lightened just a little bit. Still pretty poor air qualities across the region. Now we look down to the south, and this is at Detroit. Not looking as bad there. Don't think that smoke has quite reached you as heavy. Hazy, a little bit up in the sky, but nowhere near off in the distance, seeing that reduced visibilities. And if you hear some crashing, I apologize for that. But obviously, downtown Detroit may be busy right now. I know the Tigers game started just a little while ago. Actually, update for anyone maybe that hasn't tuned in. Tigers are playing the Arizona Diamondbacks. It is 1-1 now, heading over to the bottom of the fourth. So Tigers finally getting on a win streak there if you're a Tigers fan, after they didn't look too good after the All-Star break. But they are back. They've now won the first two games of that series versus Arizona. I think they hit 3 home runs in the 6th last night. So good to see the Tigers back onto their winning ways. Hopefully they can continue that today. But back to our Holton Lake camera again. Not much to see here right now. Maybe a little bit hazy off in the distance, but definitely dry right now. Now air qualities are showing. You do have an air quality advisory across every county in the state. This includes Minnesota and Wisconsin, so it's not just us today. I know it's bad in North and South Dakota. They don't actually issue alerts in North Dakota, but they also have pretty poor air quality. So a lot of the northern states for this afternoon definitely holding on to those air quality alerts, because we do have very poor air qualities. I am going to grab our air quality map real quick and just show off that we do have moderate ratings from Saginaw into Bay City, down towards Lansing, into Grand Rapids, have that moderate rating. And again, it gets worse up to the north. You have areas out towards Manistee, Ludington, where you're in the unhealthy for sensitive groups. I know one of the sensors in Traverse City that is on this map was showing a little bit higher than that a little bit ago. We go farther north into the UP, and you're seeing maybe even higher ratings than that moderate, seeing ratings in the unhealthy. So definitely on the poorer side in terms of air quality. So if you're someone that is sensitive, make sure you're taking those precautions today as we continue to see that wildfire smoke. And as we look at our near surface smoke model, it shows it's going to continue to filter in from the north through the rest of this afternoon into tonight, into probably about 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow. What you're seeing now is what you'll see as you're waking up for your Thursday. So definitely a smoky few hours. By the end of the day Thursday, we do see some relief, some of that smoke trying to filter out of the state to the south. It's still going to be noticeable, especially aloft in the atmosphere, but I do think we do see some improvement over the next day or so. just be dealing with that smoke. I think up till Friday, we can see here the model really starts to look better on the model towards Friday morning. So again, if you're someone that's sensitive to that, and really anyone, you don't want to be breathing a lot of this smoke in. It just isn't great for your lungs. I know people just don't enjoy it. You're definitely smelling it in areas to the north. So hopefully that will move away and we won't have to deal with it as we head towards the weekend, where everyone will want to be outside enjoying what looks to be a pretty nice weekend ahead for us. Now, looking at our sky tracker, I did want to highlight we do have some light rain rolling in. It is struggling a little bit, but it does look like it wants to win that battle. For now, though, it's not the most consistent rain. It's not the heaviest rain. What we're seeing mostly out of this area to the west, and as I zoom out just a little bit, is a mist to maybe a light rain. I'm not going to count out more consistent rain trying to develop within this, but it's fighting some drier aloft, and it's also, I think, fighting some wildfire smoke. I think that combination could limit some of that rain that ends up falling on us for the rest of our afternoon, but it does look like that rain's starting to approach Holton Lake and Roscommon County, then really starting to reach Isabella County there on the western side. Very light right now. But again, into the afternoon, could see some consistent rainfall. Should be on the lighter side, but consistent at times for today. Now we take a look at temperatures. We are sitting mostly in the mid to lower 80s, upper 70s, a few lower 70s there along the shoreline. So definitely one of our cooler days. We obviously started the week hot. We all saw 90s on your Monday. We saw mid to upper 80s on Tuesday. And now we're on Wednesday and we continue to see, I think, a good change for the day. And that's those lower 80s, upper 70s. I think this is really a good point many people want to be. I know not everyone wants to be there, but I think many people, that's where they want to be sitting, those upper 70s, lower 80s. Now our highs, that's really where we're sitting for our highs today, is in that lower 80 range, upper 70s. So a few more areas, you may have a few more degrees to go into this afternoon, but most likely a lot of our highs are occurring between right now and 4 p.m. So not much more to go in terms of warming up. I think the biggest relief for today, the biggest change we're going to see outside of that wildfire smoke, is going to be our dew points. Still sitting sticky out there with areas like Saginaw at 66, you have Flint at 68, Lapeer at 68, Port Sanilac at 70, so definitely still sticky in those areas. But relief is on the way. We can look up to the north and we can see 40s, 50s, a few lower 60s. That's definitely an improvement of our dew points compared to what we've been seeing, and we'll continue that trend. I'll have more information on that here in just a little bit. And then when we talk about winds, they're mostly out of the northwest or northeast at 5 to, we'll go 15 miles per hour. So a noticeable breeze at times. Don't be surprised you get out and about and you do see or definitely feel those winds, but nothing extreme. I don't think it's going to be anything that ruins your day. So quickly have to take a break, but once I get back from that break, I'll be looking at more smoke updates, temperatures for the next couple of days. I think the big one, the dew points. I know we've won a lot of people have wanted that relief of dew points. So I'll get to that here in just a second, and just more information about what's going on across the state. Welcome back, everyone. I'm meteorologist Stone Schaefer, live from the First Alert digital desk with your 2 p.m. First Alert weather update. Again, if you miss out on today's stream, you're watching the replay later, a reminder, we're always live at 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. keeping you updated with our First Alert weather updates. So taking a look at our lows for tonight, if you are going to be out and about through the night into tomorrow morning, you're going to see temperatures drop back into the 50s, a few lower 60s, so definitely a good relief compared to some of the temperatures we had over the weekend for our lows, where they were in the 70s, even into Monday night 70s for our lows. So definitely tonight, I think you're going to be able to get the windows open. Again, remember, you have smoke you're going to be dealing with, so you may not want to open those windows because you don't want any of that smoke rolling into your house, apartment, or whatever you're going to be living in. But obviously, on the cooler side. So I think we're seeing some improvement. Hopefully by the end of the week, that smoke leaves us and we're able to open the windows. Because again, it does look like smoke is going to start to clear out as we head through really Thursday night into Friday. And temperatures don't look to change very much. It's going to be 50s, a more common sight as we get into the end of the week. Now, as we take a look at our highs for Thursday, we're going to be back into the 70s. It's another cooler day, below average for this time of year. A reminder, average is right around the mid to lower 80s. So some areas are as large as 10 degrees below average. So definitely on the cooler side, but I think it's a good thing. We've been so warm, obviously into the weekend with 90s on Sunday, 90s on Monday, upper 80s on Tuesday. Definitely on the hotter side for many folks, especially this far north. And I think that combination of temperatures and dew points also became a factor for many people. It's been sticky. It's been humid. You've definitely been feeling it over the last couple of days. Now, as we take a look at dew points, again, there is some relief. It's on the way. It starts really this afternoon. By 5 p.m., we're going to be looking at dew points mid to lower 60s to the mid to upper 50s. So improvement. Still going to feel sticky at times through the rest of the day, especially in areas really the Bay South, Shiawassee, Genesee, Lapeer County, Wausau, Flint, Lapeer are those areas that you're definitely going to feel a little sticky at times this afternoon. But as we get through the night, drier air starts to filter its way in to the region, and that's going to bring our dew points back into those 40s and 50s. This is going to be 8 a.m. on Thursday. So you're going to be waking up for your Thursday routine, and you're going to be feeling a lot nicer of a feeling than those sticky dew points and that higher humidity rating that we've been seeing. And that continues to be the trend for a large portion of our Thursday. This is 5 p.m. on Thursday. You're getting out for your afternoon plans with friends and family, getting off of work, and it's still 50s and 40s, so definitely a good improvement. And then Friday, it's more of the same, actually more widespread 40s on Friday morning. So this is 7 a.m., seeing 40s. That actually might be dry or feel dry compared to what we've been getting over the last couple of weeks with those dew points close to the 70s. 40s is gonna feel a lot better. Like I said, even maybe dry for some people as you're getting out and about. And then into Friday afternoon, you have plans, get out to any of the events because we're going to have what looks to be a nice day, and dew points stay in the 40s and 50s. So not really seeing much change there as we get into Friday. Weekend, that's more of the same, 40s and 50s. So if you're someone, I know there's been a lot of people looking for some relief from those dew points, from those humidities. You're getting that starting really this afternoon, this evening, into tomorrow, and then through our weekend. Now, smoke, I do think you're going to be dealing with it at least through the rest of the day. Now, I do want to empathize. Oh, my English is hard sometimes. I do want to point out this model is more aloft. This isn't all going to be at the surface. I know our colors are bright here, and it looks probably a little bit scarier than what it actually is. This is going to be smoke aloft, not all at the surface. So this is at 8 a.m. tomorrow. You're going to be getting out. You see those bright yellows. That'll be up in the sky. We get clear skies tomorrow, which does look like we should. It's going to have that milky, hazy look across pretty much all of the state. So even if you have travel plans, you're probably going to be dealing with that smoke for the day, and then into Thursday night, into Friday morning. It does look like that smoke wants to start to move down to the south. Now, I'm not going to count it out reaching into midday, but I think it's going to be enough where you're going to notice it as we get through about Friday afternoon. Hopefully by the weekend. Obviously, most of the smoke models are pretty short term. They aren't going that far out, so we won't have a good picture, because I do see this area to the north. This is just something we'll have to keep an eye on if things shift. And again, it's not just us. We're now looking at Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, into Iowa, Minnesota, the Dakotas. I know the model is struggling a little bit out there, but it's just all of the northern states into the Great Lakes states holding on to this smoke. And I think we just all hope that we can get some relief here, because I think we had a pretty good stretch there where we really didn't have much smoke off in the distance. Now, looking at our hour by hour, again, there is this light rain chance moving itself in through the next couple of hours. It's going to be mostly light when it does reach us. If it does reach us, there's a chance that dry air ends up, what I usually say is winning the battle in the atmosphere. That drier air will help that rain evaporate as it falls, or just really struggle to fall and produce itself. So it's going to still be hit or miss. I don't think it's anything that's going to go ruin your day or plans that you have for this afternoon, but I think plan ahead that you may come across some light rain, some less consistent rain as we get through about 4 p.m. into 8 p.m. and then through the night some lighter rain to the south. Then into Thursday, we're on the drier side, definitely looking at some cloud cover. Some models are picking up on an isolated rain chance. I think it's a small chance. I think it's going to be another case where I wouldn't go cancel your plans for Thursday. Most of your day is going to be dry, but can't count out maybe seeing an isolated shower quickly develop and then move out of your area. Now, there is a convective outlook for today, severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. Non-severe thunderstorms for our southern counties, that's Shiawassee, Genesee County. If you have any family members down to the south, you're talking about 94 south really, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Kalamazoo, you do have that marginal risk just to see some development as we head into the afternoon. So that could obviously give you some strong winds, maybe some isolated hail chances through this afternoon into tonight. So it's going to be one of those things. I know people have family members down there to the south. If you do, just make sure they're staying weather aware, checking on their local weather on and off as those storms do try to develop, because we don't want anyone being caught out by surprise by any severe weather that tries to develop into this afternoon and into this evening. Again, it does look like a smaller chance, but it is there. Now, sunset time for tonight, we're at sunsets at 8:59 p.m. So we finally have lost our 9 p.m. sunsets. We're obviously starting to lose more and more daylight as we get towards the rest of our year. Obviously, as we head into winter, we'll really start to lose some of that daylight into the fall. Our next 9 p.m. sunset is May 22nd, 2026. So if you're someone that likes sunsets later than 9 p.m., obviously you got quite a while to wait for that next 9 p.m. sunset. And again, we're losing about 2 minutes of daylight per day now. So you're going to start noticing it. I think some people have already mentioned they're already noticing it, especially people who have to maybe sleep a little bit earlier. You're definitely starting to notice that sunset time get a little bit closer to 8:30 and then 8, and you're definitely going to notice it across the rest of the year. Quickly, before we end the stream here, 7-day forecast. Again, you do have 80s for today, 70s tomorrow and Friday. We do have that isolated rain chance for tomorrow, but otherwise you'll have sunny skies. Friday also shows sunny. Saturday, sunny. We've got mid to lower 80s on Saturday, another lower 80 day on Sunday. And then into the new week, we're also holding on to 80s with mostly sunny skies and a few isolated showers starting as early as Monday, but definitely a little bit higher chance on Tuesday. We'll see how things change. Obviously, that's a far ways away when it comes to just locking down a rain chance. But I definitely think we're looking to see some isolated chances into the start of the new week. So quickly, I want to thank everyone for joining me here on our 2 p.m. First Alert digital First Alert weather update. Again, you can always catch us on this stream at 2 p.m. You can head over to our YouTube channel, our Facebook pages. That's where we have replays of these streams. If maybe you missed out on the start or you're missing out on the end, you can go back and watch those streams. You can catch us on Roku TV, on other platforms as well. You can go to our website, wnem.com/livestream. That's another place where you can catch our live streams every day, and severe weather updates. If we have severe weather, luckily we don't see that pattern for the next, hopefully, week or so. But if we do have severe weather in the area, we are always live. We're always covering those events. So you can always check us out there. You can check us up on our app. That QR code right below me, if you scan that, that will send you to our First Alert weather app, and that will send you alerts when we do get severe weather. But luckily, we're avoiding that severe weather at least for the next 6 to 7 days. Hopefully it's longer than that. I know we've had sort of a streak there into this weekend with the tornado in Sanilac County, and then severe weather on Monday. And I know it's really been a common sight on and off throughout much of the summer of having these streaks of 4 or 5 days where you get severe weather. So luckily we do get at least a week here where we can avoid that and actually have some nice days as we head into the weekend. But going to end this off real quick. Looking at our Mackinac camera, where again you are seeing lots of haze from that wildfire smoke. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday afternoon.